Imagine a world where the grid doesn't just fail, it vanishes, turning the quiet streets of suburbia into a battleground where your nearest neighbor is either your greatest ally or your most dangerous threat. You are part of the Neighborhood Watch, a grassroots coalition of ordinary citizens thrust into extraordinary circumstances, only to find that surviving an EMP isn't about stockpiling gold, but about building a fortress of trust and tactical discipline in a landscape where law enforcement has ceased to exist. But when you discover that security in this new era isn't about hiding behind locked doors, but about proactive defense and community cohesion, you realize that safety isn't given, it's forged through grit, ingenuity, and superior tactics. Welcome to Neighborhood Watch Box Set, the complete pulse-pounding, atmospheric, and deeply strategic collection of E. Isherwood's After the EMP series. If you love prepper fiction tropes, realistic survivalism, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching protagonists navigate a hostile environment through grit, ingenuity, and superior tactics, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in speculative fiction, blending the visceral crunch of tactical combat with the profound weight of societal reconstruction. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist's realization that the blackout is permanent, thrusting them into a race against time to organize their block before the chaos of the collapse turns desperate people into predators. The atmosphere is thick with the scent of wood smoke and fear, the static of dead radios, and the creeping dread of knowing that every decision could branch into a timeline where they are left alone in the dark. Isherwood excels at capturing the psychological toll of isolation, making every tactical maneuver, every resource allocation, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble, where the price of failure is not just death, but the loss of one's soul to the void. At the core of the box set's massive appeal is its spectacular survivor-hero trope and the brilliant asymmetric warfare dynamic. This isn't just about shooting raiders, it's about understanding the complex ecology of a collapsed society, managing limited resources, and using human ingenuity to outsmart enemies who rely on brute force and superior numbers. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer enemy strategies, craft overpowered gear from rare drops, and completely shock arrogant elites with unconventional, trap-heavy tactics is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory. But beyond the stats and the slaughter, the soul of Neighborhood Watch lies in its characters and the heavy burden of memory. The protagonist isn't just a cold, calculating gamer. They are a deeply human individual struggling to maintain their humanity in a system that views them as data. They quickly form bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of fellow survivors who help them navigate the treacherous waters of the new social order. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as their squad watches them casually calculate the damage output of a coordinated strike. Their unbreakable trust provides the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates towards its climax across the 5 books, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major horde or a rival faction's assault forces the protagonist to push their abilities to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overpowered magical firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. The protagonist doesn't just survive the assault, they completely shatter the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of skills and crafting to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a mere stepping stone. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword, it's the one who understands the rules better than anyone else. Neighborhood Watch Box Set is a triumph of the LitRP and fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. E. Isherwood has crafted a debut that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the apocalypse with a stat sheet and a strategy guide. Plug in your headphones, check your stats, and join the climber.
The system is live, but his future is bright.